All right. Welcome to UCSB. Welcome to KCSB, and I mean, thanks for being here, Z.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, bro. Excited, and
So excited.
bro. I mean, I'm so excited for your performance because I feel like the shit you're gonna pull out is gonna be wild. Like every time I've seen you, like your energy is so fucking high up there.
Yeah, I added a few new songs to my set since probably the last time you see me, so it'll be cool.
Really, so like gonna do shit from like Get WeT.Radio.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple from that.
Hell yeah, and The Value of Life.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
definitely. I'm definitely gonna do one that from Valley of Life I never do, so it'll be fun.
I'm excited. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil the set list.
Oh, it's all good.
Well, okay, then what song?
Everybody be asking me to do arugula all the time. So
Yes.
I'm like, fuck it, I gotta do that shit.
I feel like that one, like,
My bad.
get comfortable. Literally, I feel like that song's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, look, let's start. Let's start from the beginning. So, like, what was it like growing up in Detroit? Like, what did it teach you?
For me, growing up in Detroit, like, we was a little bit of the less fortunate. We had like spurts where we had money, like growing up. So it was like, it taught me how to appreciate things. Like, so it's like hella cold there, and it's like short summer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really only get to pop out sometimes already. So it just taught me how to appreciate life and shit a little bit more.
Yeah. And like, how does it feel to see like Detroit artists like start to get their flowers that they deserve? Like aside from Danny, Eminem, Dilly, like it's taken the scene like a while to get like any kind of recognition.
That shit's beautiful because the type of artists that's getting recognition always been stand up dudes like your Babyface Rays, your V's, your GTs, your There's a lot of artists. I would say Michigan, period. Rio, you know. And then it's a lot of up-and-coming, like, cats that, not even up-and-coming, they doing their thing, too. Like, you got your Baby Trons, you got YSR Grams. You got a lot of different flavors from Detroit that's really just stand-up individuals that just deserve it. Like, I know all these cats, like, I named it.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful to see that they doing their thing. Like, you know, most of the people I just named are all on tour.
Yeah, I actually just saw Baby Tron. Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah, Baby Tron, that's my boy.
Really?
Yep, I just did a couple songs with Baby Tron.
Oh hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw you tweeted about that, or you like retweeted something.
Yeah, I
about
don't
that.
even remember how they found out. I think we posted it one time. Like motherfuckers was still thinking about that shit. But like I'm gonna put them out. Probably on the next project I'll do.
Oh hell yeah.
Put them out.
And I wanted to ask you, like, how like has scam rap and like the other scenes coming out of Michigan has or like Detroit and like Flint specifically has it influenced your sound at all?
The thing is, like, when people start rapping like this, you say scam rap, all this shit. Like, I ain't really like. I heard it like. First, like, okay, yeah, I get it, but, like, literally, like, I kind of grew up, like, around that type of shit, like,
Yeah.
Like, my family was, like, kind of, like, into, like, that type of shit, so when they start rapping about it, I'm like,
oh, this
new to you? No, it's like, this new to y'all? Like, it was, like, crazy as hell to me. I really didn't get off into that shit because all my family members was into that shit already, so it's like, when they start rapping about it, I'm like, yeah, this shit been going on, like.
Yeah.
So it's cool, like, cause like I don't knock nobody hustle and shit. Everybody get their money like the way they need to get it, but like that's just not me per se. Like my family was off into that shit, so I kind of like did other shit.
Yeah.
But I fuck with the music part of it.
Yeah, I feel like the beats are crazy.
Yeah.
Like Baby Tron shit. Like he's doing a lot of '80s inspired stuff, and like Real to Young OG. It's got that Bay Area like bounce to it. I mean, like the Bay Area and like Detroit, I feel like just like synonymous.
Yeah, it's cousins. They cousins.
Exactly. And what was school like for you? Like I know you went to Detroit School of Arts, and like halfway through, that's when you finally started doing music, or like stepped in the studio.
before I had came to Detroit School of Arts, I went to Cody 9th Grade Academy, and like I think I came to Detroit School of Arts in 10th grade, but like I was an art major, so I used to it was only halfway because I started skipping class, like during like half of my like 10th grade year, so it was like I would start skipping class to go to the music tech room and record with the homies that did music, because that's who my friends were. Like that's who gravitated to me when I got to the school. I really didn't know nobody that went there. I knew like one person, but all the music tech kids, they all gravitated to me. So I like ultimately just started skipping my class just to go record. But even before that, like I like growing up, our household was like everything was about music, like so it was like only right I, get in the studio.
So in your house, was it like were you like parents musicians, siblings? Like
my parents wasn't musicians, but my stepdad he loved music. Like he can we wake up, like our morning ritual was like, or like I wouldn't say morning ritual, but like getting out of school, like after school, like riding in the car, freestyling and beats, being at the dinner table, just freestyling. Like my pops would freestyle rap with us all the time. Like that was like he taught me how to not stop when I rap, like because he was just like he didn't make everything difficult. He made it easy. Like he made everything was a flow. Like he didn't make nothing difficult. And it was always fun. It was like almost like PG-13, but it wasn't. Like he had his little weed shit, and like he might say some little gangster shit on the side, but it was like he kind of rapped like Snoop Dogg a little bit to me, like cause like his nickname it was Cali and shit, so it's like it's all this shit ironic. Like most of my friends out in Cali, cause my pops really like kind of bred me like a California nigga, like almost. Like he always played West Coast music. And that's how like we grew up. I grew up listening to West Coast music. I didn't really grow up listening to Detroit music. Like that's why my style I feel like it's so different, because I didn't listen to like Detroit music. I listened to West Coast shit, E40, Sugar Free, shit like that. Like
I mean, I can definitely see that, because like you and E40, for example, like you're both like y'all use your voice in such different ways. Like it's not just like you're not afraid of like having a filter. You're not afraid of like being like wonky and just getting crazy in the studio.
Yeah, like your voice is an instrument, and I kind of like not only E40 that I learned that from, kind of learned it from Danny, because I see how he like enunciated shit, or like his cadences were, and I just like I admired it. At the same time, I always listened to E40 or Sugar Free, and I heard it always be done. But like to have a brother that did it too, it was almost like I wanted to do not just one or two. I try to do. I don't even know how many voices I've had. Like I just like try to always create a new one every song. Like give it a new identity, because it's like it just gives you a new feel about shit.
Yeah, like and. Like just like that, like how you control your voice. Like I remember I saw you like at the Belasco in LA, right? And you performed Paranormal Snaptivity, and you stage dived, and your voice, like it didn't even waver in the slightest. Like when did you learn that you could rap like with that voice?
My whole thing is like I'm gonna bring up Brown again, because like when I first started like making like professionally performing, it was like 10 years ago, and he had me like one of my first shows like real big concerts was like Pitchfork or some shit like that, like and that was like I learned my lesson, because I was performing in front of thousands of people, but the whole thing was like, can your voice sound good on a big stage without in-ears? You know what I'm saying? Can you control that? And like I always like it was a good experience, but I always remember the video, watching the back, like I hated my voice. And it's because I wasn't projecting it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So like instantly, like I started like working on that, and like even now when I touch a mic, like I could be sick, like I could be literally voice gone.
Mm-hmm.
I just know when that mic in my hand, I gotta like the first 5 seconds, I gotta get everything right, or I'm not gonna have a good time up there.
Yeah.
So like yeah, just like being early on shit, just like that was my big thing, like making sure I sound like the record,
Mm-hmm.
like when I perform.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel like it definitely takes a lot of skill to be able to do that, and like a lot of practice too, because like you can't just like, and to do it in a live setting too, like there's only so many opportunities you have to like work on it, you know, like you can't just be, like I know some people like do like jump in jacks just to like, you know, just like practice like breathing control, and I feel like that's something like you really like got down to a T.
Yeah, I just like that's my main thing. Like I don't play about that.
Yeah.
Like that's what I always do sound check, like because I don't really respect people that don't fucking want to sound check and shit, because how you gonna know how you sound? Like if you get up on that stage and your shit not right, then you and the sound guy got a beef. Like that ain't his problem. Like that's partially your problem, because every room sounds different. And you gotta know what the room sounds like. Like everything is echoing off the wall. So when I get up there, like I gotta know the echoes, and then you gotta, and it's weird too, cause people fill the room, and then the sound changes. So like I had to like I calculate that shit fast. Like.
Yeah. And did you always have like an affinity for hip hop, or were you just generally drawn to creative spaces? Because I know you paint your own album covers, you do physical art, you do you sketch, all that stuff.
Mainly is like you said, I'm just always drawn to creative spaces, but it just was like always an outlet, like a getaway from home. Like I was just like escape. Like I do I did like summer school programs where like it was like what'd you call them, little fucking community centers and shit. It was one called Bustles I used to go up to. And then it was one on 6 Mile, like I used to go to, but it was like little art programs there. I just do those in the summer just to get away from home, just so I wouldn't have to see or just be involved in all the shit that was going on at home. Yeah. It was like my little getaway and shit.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things, like it's an outlet, right? Yeah. You get to you draw, you can listen to music, and it's just you're in your own world.
Yeah, just just leaving where you at, you know.
Yeah.
The shit was fucked up, so I just had to be gone most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, my pop started getting mad at me and shit because I used to come home late, but I wasn't getting high or partying or none of that shit. I'd just be, working on music or art. So and he's tripping, like, nigga, where you was at? I'm literally doing the show at 16 years old,
Yeah.
Didn't even want to tell him, oh.
But I feel like you're he loves music, so
yeah.
You weren't you didn't want to something about him?
No, I feel like it was when I was younger, it was kind of not unbelievable, it was just what I'm talking to this nigga for? Me and him wasn't always seeing eye to eye, so it was it was no point for me to really even say nothing. I was like, fuck it, cause he'd be so pissed. It was all right, I ain't even gonna say nothing to this nigga. Yeah. Just go in my room. He's like, then you come in late like that no more again, one more time, yo, I don't live here no more. I was like, all right.
Shit, bro. I'll bounce you some money from that.
Yeah,
that shit.
Shit's crazy.
And one of the things that I immediately noticed in your music, right, it's that you're almost like a caricature. You say whatever you want, whether it's ostentatious, it's funny, it's anything in between. And I think I immediately think of your bar on Injury Reserve's SS San Francisco, and it's such a heavy album, but you're I like the toaster strudel. Do you think losing that filter helps you connect with people more?
Yeah, because people don't got a filter in their brains. You don't get to sift out what you want to hear and when you don't want to hear in real life.
Yeah.
So literally, when I rap, I just literally I don't think too much conceptually. I think in if you ever took shrooms before, that's kind of how I think. Like, I don't let my brain be constructed amongst whatever the fuck is going on. I kind of just let it wander, you know?
Yeah, like free flowing.
Yeah, I just like to wander with my shit, because that's what sparks laughter. That's what sparks that's what sparks motherfuckers liking you. That's the spark, when you're not really thinking about shit. You just going with the life's path. So
yeah, I mean, your music's out of the box. I feel I wouldn't be listening to something like this, to your music, let's say Battery, for example. This shit's wild to listen to. It's a ride. It's fun, and you know, and you could literally say anything you want on it, but it's that feeling you're evoking with it.
Yeah.
And I guess is that also a part of why you're able to connect with someone like RXK Nephew, because y'all are both funny and you're both lose that filter.
Yeah, I worked with him one time and I know it's this nigga just like me. He really don't give a fuck. Well, we got differences. I know what they are. I'm not gonna get into detail, but I know wow. It was good for me to make a song with him, you know. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, so
it was fun, you know.
Yeah, being able to also curate, know your sound, and get features like that.
Yeah.
And it's on the topic of features, how has being a part of Bruiser Brigade impacted you as an artist?
That's my family, so it's ever since I really started being serious with music, they all Danny took me under his wing. So it's almost it's mostly a family. And I'm I feel it's members of the group that been there longer than me, but I'm kind of the lieutenant. I gotta be the leader without being the leader all the time. You don't even the boss don't really call himself the boss. You know what I'm saying? You just behave in such a way. And I gotta show people or show the homies how to do certain things, because everybody needs a guiding light at sometimes. Some of my homies show me shit that I don't know how to do. Yeah. But it's for the most part, I feel that's my job, cause somebody showed me. You feel me?
Yeah. So it's like family.
That's my family, my babies.
Yeah. And so I know also Danny Brown introduced you to a lot of music, and Bjork, for example, you're a big fan. How is she and the other artists that you listen to influenced your music?
The voices.
Yeah.
The voices to me are movies. Each voice has a different movie and a different feel that you get from it, different life path, different storyboard. So her voice really hit me hard when I first heard it. It cut me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Bjork album?
I don't got a favorite Bjork album, but I love Gloomy Sundays.
Yeah. Bjork, there's literally nothing like her.
No.
It's nothing at all. And since you grew up listening to Gangsta Grill's mixtapes, what's it like hearing him do new music with Tyler and Dreamville? Do you
I think
do you want to do a project with him?
I think that shit's sweet as hell. I feel what they did for the time now, it's kind of past me, where I feel I don't have to do it, you know?
Yeah.
I feel my legacy lies amongst something else, you know? So I love the new Tyler album.
Yeah.
But I feel it was super cool to hear him do new shit. But growing up hearing that shit, it was wild as hell. Yeah. So it's even Tyler, he did what any kid my age would do, you know? Yeah. Any kid thinking we do.
Yeah. We do. And I mean, how did Gangster Grills and DJ Drama did he help build your idea of like what an album is and like how to structure it? Because I know in like Vangogh's Left Ear, you have that you are listening to ZelooperZ.
It's almost like, I wouldn't say I feel like it was more Wayne than DJ Drama.
Yeah.
And the structure where I got from Wayne was Wayne always, like, for a single for me is like a song like a Millie.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't compare Battery to a Millie, but I'm always searching, or I'm always continuously trying to make a Millie. Like, when I'm making a single, like, and then you got your heartfelt shit. You got shit for the girls. It's like a well-rounded album, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I definitely see what you're saying because, like, a Millie, right? It's got that same replayability.
But that's not DJ Drama album, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just thinking of Wayne, period.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, inspiration comes from everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I feel like a Millie, it's, like, it's replayable. Like, the beat just, like, loops, and you kind of get that same feel with, like, Battery, too. Yeah. And, like, on the topic of Battery, because this question has, like, I've been itching to ask you this. Is Battery a sample? Like, is that
it's a sample, but I forgot what sample.
Damn. It's one of the craziest.
I could ask on my phone over there.
Are you
I don't remember, but we was just like, we was on our band shit that day. Like, so it gotta be some kind of like alarm or something, but it's a sample.
Yeah. Please tell me after, because I gotta know. And I guess on that, like, what's your relationship like with Dilly? Like, he seems to like.
That's my baby.
Yeah.
I just was with him the other day. We made some shit. That's my baby. It's like my best friend, like back at home. One of my best friends, Matrix. He's an Indian producer, and like growing up making music with him, Dilly really reminds me so much of him. Like, but like way younger. So it's like, I know who Dilly is. He's already a talented young individual. He's already done like so many things at a very young age, but I already know who he is. Like, it's like I'm like ultimately looking at my brother like Matrix. So it's like, not only that, it's just like he just was like, he got a good heart, man. I just like working with people like that. Like, it's like I love that dude. He's cool. And
I feel like he matches you really well. Like, he did Sorry, he did Battery, he did the Bash Bandicoot one.
Cause we work, like, and when we work, we do whatever the fuck we want to. Like, like, we like working with each other, cause we literally like, we just sampled my Uber driver the other day. Like,
no way.
Yeah, he was talking about Bawwal, like, literally.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, Lil Bawwal. Like, that shit was we just sampled that shit. Like, that shit, I ain't gonna tell you the context of it, because that shit, I don't know why he was saying this shit, but it was like, I don't know if he was Korean or Chinese, but he was Asian. He was an Asian Uber driver in Dallas, and he would have me roll and all. He was like, yeah, she let Lil Bawwal hit it. Like, it was like, it was crazy. It was crazy. So it was a wild conversation, but
that's some shit, bro.
I just sampled the Bawwal part, and we made like a Vogue like sound and beat, like, you know, little Vogue dance and shit.
Yeah.
I rapped over that. Like, that's what type of time me and Dilly be on. So,
bro, that's the see, like, I feel like that's fun. It's exciting, you know.
Yeah, we having fun.
Yeah. And so, how does it feel to like start to get this like new wave of momentum as an artist, right? Like, in 2014 when you released Help, there was like a little bit of buzz. You were getting like the ID interview, the Complex interview, but I feel like it's astronomical now versus like then.
Yeah, but I've still got a ways to go. Like, people are happy for me, like, and that's cool, but they don't understand like what's really going on, like, in my head. Like, I'm like, all right, well, okay, you know what I'm saying? All right, I'm glad you happy and shit, like. But I'm not to my fullest potential yet, and I got 100%. A long way to go. And it's fucked up because I'm grateful and I appreciate everything, but I'm even more appreciative of where I was at. Like, it was really like nothing like this. So
Yeah.
I just know I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean it never like if you think that you've hit your peak, like you're already gonna like start falling off.
Yeah.
Like you have to like keep making like inspire, like you gotta keep challenging yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's like also like again with your music, like you're not making stuff like you're not trying to sound like everyone on the radio. You're just trying to do interesting music and stuff that keeps you entertained too.
Mm-hmm.
And now, on the topic of like help, right? That took you about like 2.5 years to do, but now you've been putting out like multiple projects in like less than a year. So how has your approach to making music changed since when you first like started out?
I'm recording more, and not only that, it's like I understood what it took to make a good album, and not so much that when I'm recording like 300 songs a year, like I literally have all this shit that's old, and I just piece like shit together that goes together. Like some of the songs be 3 years old, 4 years old, and then some of the songs be done the week before. Like that's how I be. So it's like I'll just be sitting on tracks and just waiting to put shit together. And then like the time where I released like 4 records in 1 year, it just was like I just wanted to get my name right, because I feel like motherfuckers thought I wasn't trying to rap. Like, it's like I never really did that. So it's like when you start rapping, motherfuckers, everybody rap, but who's really
about the shit?
Yeah, it's like I had to go crazier, like, or it wouldn't be no recognition. Like, it was like, okay, it wouldn't be nowhere near it is right now if I didn't go crazy.
Yeah, it's like our nephew's fucking putting out a song every day, and it's just trying to get his name out there. And I feel like, but so it's coming down to like more now. Like you have you have a lot of music. You're still working on music, but now it's like
I wouldn't per
curating.
se put a song out every day, but like I'm just always I'm gonna make sure my album good. I'm gonna make sure my shit is curated right, and like sometimes you could overdo it, like. And that's the balance in life, like, you feel me?
Yeah, because you don't want to, like, you also want your fans to sit with the music, like, you worked hard on it. It's not just, okay, when's the next album, like a week after.
And then it sound like it too, like, if you think about it. It sound like, oh, this shit could have went with this, or you gotta really, like, give yourself time to breathe and, like, give people time to breathe with your music.
Yeah. And can you walk me through the creation of Get WeT.Radio? Like, what inspired you to do like a more R&B based project?
That project is like inspired by a playlist my stepdad left on Spotify. It was called Get WeT.Radio. It was just a bunch of R&B music. So, like when he passed away, like probably like a couple of days after, I was just like my little sister sent me it. I'm like, damn, like I gotta use this. Like, it's 2 playlists on there, but that's the first one I was gonna do. I'll probably wait a couple of years before I put the other project out. I literally already got that shit like 80% done. Like, I'm gonna wait a couple of years before I put that per se out, like, cause I just want like to just show him love, because I know he loved music, and it's just me like making the rendition of the vibes that I felt on the playlist. And then also it was like kind of like inspired by what I was going through in life at the same time, like with relationships and shit like that. So it was like everything kind of happened at that time, and I needed to get it off my chest, you know. It was like, that's why I named the song Sorry, because it wasn't too much like sorry to my dad or sorry to my girl. It was just like sorry to the whole shit, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, man. And what do you think your like state of mind now, like creating music, is different than than earlier before? Like I was going through like your discography, and like you were making music like I Should Be Dead, like and it feels like darker, but like then you also have moments on your new projects like Sorry, where it's just also like not necessarily coming out of like a dark place, but it's just
I feel like heavier. I always made music the same way, but like people say I'm a little ahead of myself because I'm not thinking about nobody. Like, I'm not thinking about nothing. Like I'm not thinking about nothing that's I can't I really don't. I don't know how to do that. You know,
Yeah.
like I know how to like make an album based on a playlist that my stepdad made, but I don't know how to like listen to other people's shit and be like I'm always thinking like ahead, like or not even ahead. I'm always thinking with my own head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, how do you go about like selecting beats, or are you do you usually work with your producer while they're making the beat?
My producers, the homies that I don't even call them my producers, my homies that make the beats, they halfway. We got a little beef going on because I don't give them a chance to finish the beat. Like
Really?
I like loops and shit, so like by the time. Like, literally, they could be making the beat. It'd be 5 minutes. Like, my homie Black Noise, he'll tell you in a minute. He was like, this man here, and he want to rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he
You're
go,
ready.
Yeah, he goes so ham on me about it. I know it's bad, but it's literally like, we made a lot of good songs like that, but also sometimes they do go back after and add to the beat. So it's a cool, like, relationship when, like, they let me do what I want to sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, like, I literally be hearing some shit in my head. I be having a strong feeling. And I have to get it out. Like, and that's my whole thing. Like, I just like recording.
Yeah.
Like, when I hear the beat first, I don't like, that's why I said, like, you ain't have to ask me the questions beforehand because, like, I'm one of those people that I got to be right there with the moment and shit. I don't like.
Yeah. You don't want to overthink shit.
Yeah.
And do you freestyle quite a bit or?
Yeah, I freestyle a lot, but I kind of like write in my head. Like I write like 8 bars at a time in my head, and then I say it. So I just don't use paper.
Really?
I just write in my head. Like that's all.
Damn, I feel like that's hard.
Yeah, but I kind of like learned how to do that. I used to do a lot of ciphers. Like when I was growing up, when I first graduated, it was a place called Bob Classic Kicks, and they had like this shit every weekend that we can go to just to like rap our new raps, and they play beats and they record us. Like it was so many episodes that never came out. Like
Yeah.
Like they gonna use them bitches later on. Like I know they gonna find they ignorant as hell like that, but literally. So many episodes that never came out. We used to record every like weekend, every Saturday or some shit.
Yeah.
But I used to have to memorize my raps. So I'd be like, I'd be going to school or like, I'd be fucking just going through shit in life. I'm literally writing all this shit.
Yeah.
And have to memorize it for the weekend. Just to like, so you don't have your phone up and shit.
Yeah.
So I used to do that all the time. I had to figure it out.
So that probably like helped you like performing too, right? Like
yeah.
So it's like fucking steel trap.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but like I know you got the opportunity to open up for JPEG Mafia in December, and I saw you in December, and I know you toured with Zach Fox after that. But what was the experience like for you compared doing those tours versus just coming off your own solo tour?
I always been opening up for my homies. Like it's like these people don't. It's not like, oh, you open for JPEG. Like literally, that's the homie and shit.
Yeah.
Like JPEG was listening to me like when he first started. You know what I'm saying, getting into music type shit, and he told me that like literally like they've been my like same with Zach Fox. Zach Fox like been listening to me for years, and like he's been my friends like before I even really got to meet them. So it's like that's how I always looked at it. Like it's like, oh, my homie going on tour, he asked me to go with him. Like it's cool. Like it saves the homie a headache from being like picking somebody that's not gonna do their job and shit.
Yeah, and it's like touring with your friend. Yeah,
it's fun as hell. Like Zach Fox, one of my best homies. I love him to death. I talk to him almost every day. But yeah, the difference is like actually like. I have fans there at most of these shows and shit. Like, it'd be a couple people. But, like, having everybody know your words is, like, it's a different feeling. So, it's, like, super cool to do my own shit. It's, like, I'm not tired of, like, being on tour with my friends. I'm just tired not of, like...
the reception.
Yeah, it's, like, I know I can do it. I ain't really had a chance to now to do it to that level. So it's been real cool to actually go to your own show. But,
yeah.
You know.
How about like your own show in Detroit? Like, how was that?
Oh, that shit was crazy as fuck.
Really?
That motherfucker was crazy. I had my mom and my sister there and my nephew. And his badass. This nigga 8 years old. He ain't bad, but he a real good kid. But just seeing him like, cause I was flatlined over there.
Yeah.
I really had tunnel vision. I was taught to look at the back of the shit. So I'm looking straight ahead all the time. So, but he rapping every lyric to Battery. I'm looking. I looked at the video. I'm like, this shit is crazy. I'm like.
At 8 years old.
Yeah, he know all that shit. And that was his first concert.
Really?
Yeah, my other nephew, he 3. He danced the whole, like, half of the show and fell asleep on the stage. Like he danced his little fucking heart out and went to sleep. I'm like, all right, y'all, everybody go home. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, my mom would not let me go see a rap show at fucking 3 or 8.
Yeah. His mom, like, my people's different. We kind of, like, from that way, so it's like, yeah.
Nah. Plus, like, seeing the family.
Yeah,
like,
my nephew definitely gonna try to rap, but
really,
yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm not gonna like steer him away from it. I just want him to know, like, do what you want to do. Like, I know he gonna try to rap because, like, my uncle was an artist and shit, so I wanted to paint even more. So I feel it, but I just want him to do whatever the fuck he want to do.
Yeah, so you don't have to be someone else. Just find your own path.
Yeah.
And after listening to your music, like, what do you want people to know about ZelooperZ?
That's a good question. I don't want people to know really much shit. I just want people to know that I'm serious, like. Because after you listen to this shit, you might think I'm playing around and shit, but I'm dead ass serious. Like, I put out this piece of art for you to listen to because I love making music in that way. Like, I'm curating my own style. Like, I'm not looking at your favorite artist and like, oh, I'm about to make a song like that. I'm dead ass serious about making the shit that I do make. And, like, I just want to make people happy too. So. Yeah. Like, a good laugh is always good, but I'll be serious, like. Yeah.
Like, you're not just trying to work with, like, the biggest artists. Like,
no,
I
don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't care. Because I already died already. Like, I already died. Like, people don't understand that. Like, I'm on my, like, third life right now. Like, and this is the best one because, like, each time that I felt like, all right, it was not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be big. This is the end of it. So it's like I don't really care about none of that other shit. Like I don't care about what everybody else got going on. I'm good. As long as I could do my thing, I'm good. I already died already. Like that's why I do what the fuck I want to do. Cause I already nobody can tell me shit. I literally died already. Yeah. Like,
it's like none of this shit matters.
Yeah, like your career ain't come to an end before. Like you didn't have no outlet and none of that shit. Like all your shit just stopped. You ain't never had to feel that. So like to be like doing this shit still, like actually having like a new energy in it, it feel cool. So
yeah. Well, that's it. And thank you so much, bro. Thank you for the time. Like amazing interview, and I'm really excited for this show. Yeah. I already know like everyone's gonna fuck with it.
Yeah, we got 30 minutes before the doors open. So.
Sorry, I run interviews a little long.
No, it's cool.